we've had it weighed this morning, and I'm 0.3 over in rough terms, but I've got to have it done efficiently.
Okay, Andy.
Yeah, hi.
How you finding the new ship?
Well, it went all right in that race. So yeah, loving it. Yeah,
Good.
Absolutely.
Can you feel the difference between that and your previous boat?
Well, yeah. Well, it's just prettier as well.
Yeah. And I see you got the sporting the HD, nice HD Max there.
Yeah, we had a little word with our man down at HD's, and it's
Taxi's very helpful.
It just looks great.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. So on a nice light weather day, it's going to get a nice bit of use, I think.
Because you had I remember you had the gold on the other boat, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had the HD gold.
When that was first new, that was really good.
Yeah.
But I think it went off a little bit after that. This one came with a really good second-hand one.
Yeah.
So
well, Hoppy always took really good care of his boat. I mean, he was always making sure he used to capsize a lot to make sure that the bottom of the boat was really clean. So.
Well, this is a nice. This was, you know.
It's lovely.
Hull-wise, it's great.
No, he looked off his boat's a treat, Hoppy.
I think we've smartened it up a little bit with some new flooring.
Yeah.
And we've tweaked it up a little bit with things that were worn. Replaced.
Of course.
And I just think it gives it that little lift.
Absolutely.
So really pleased.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you out there, and enjoy the rest of your day. Seconds here. Race 2 here at the Welsh. The wind has shifted hard right. Looks like well, there was one over, and that was Mike. He was a little bit unlucky, but CV seems to have got the best start out of that, with Chris Brown just below him, but slightly poking forward. And then Nigel Davis 5-1. 08, I think it is. He's looking good on the inside as they go up to Mark 1. Okay, so it's Nigel Davis then, who rounds Mark 1 as they head off on the painful fetch to Mark 2. And it's going to be another painful fetch to Mark 3, followed by a run to 4, a reach of 5, and then I think they're going to move the wind. They're going to try and move the wind with Mark before the Ospreys come around, which would be sensible. Steve, let's talk me through that race. Interesting start line.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what to say about the start line.
Club start.
it would have been. I'd have been disappointed if I was doing that off a shoreline, making it that bad. So yeah, it was all completely one-sided. I started right at the committee vote. Nigel was a little way down and reached there first. I think Chris was just luffing me up with it, which is fine. End of the first, well, second leg. I mean, they're all downwind legs, weren't they? So end of the second leg, I just popped out in front, and that was it really.
Yeah.
They then moved the windward mark, so it was almost a beat.
Just a loose cover.
But I
on
was,
Chris.
you know, 150 yards ahead of Chris by then, so just easy loose cover.
Yeah.
Tacking on the shifts going up there, so yeah, bit of a procession again, but they all count, don't they?
They all count, and keeps you in the running. Obviously, 1 and a 2, and Chris is 1 and a 2, and I think Nigel's got 2/3. I think so. Yeah, it's all pretty close.
Yeah, let's hope we get a bit more breeze tomorrow.
Yeah.
A bit more sailing.
So Mike, yeah, race 2. Let's talk through that start then. You know, you were just saying you were a little bit early. Well, how comes you were so early? Just got in the wrong place and then had to bail out through the line.
Yeah, good place, but I heard the guy on the committee boat saying he's over, so just whipped round. But it was sort of good because when we got to the windward mark, going down, I had all the fresh breeze, so I could just pick and choose, weave them away, and I think I was up to about 4th after that.
Well, yeah, you got up to 3rd, and then
had a
just
good race with Nigel, but
yeah,
just put me on that last beat, and then close after that. So
yeah, well, four's a good counter. Okay, second there. Let's talk through that race from your angle.
Yeah, so I could see it's
view.
going to be a reach start, so I went underneath Steve and underneath Mike, pushed Mike over. Should have pushed a lot harder and got Steve over, but I was being too nice really. It's a reach to the first mark. Nigel just pinched and got up to it. Me and Steve were reaching up to it.
Yep.
And the first reach I overtook Nigel and Steve. First jibe, Steve did a beautiful jibe. Don't know how he does them. And he pushed through to first, and that was the end of the race really. First, second, third. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's a good start today. You both got 1-2, so it keeps it interesting for tomorrow as well.
So for a 4th, 6th, let's say goodbye to Steve then.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You know.
I'll get drunk tonight.